told him the other day I'd take one in the shoulder for him. I'm just not there yet. But Benji and I, he's a music guy, I'm a preacher guy. So we went to seminary, we got our doctorates and everything. He was down at First Baptist Church, St. Francisville, Louisiana. And I was up there in Rogers. And so he's down there in St. Francisville, and they're going to go to a banquet. You know, I know this, but I'm Baptist. Most Baptists, you know, we don't drink that much unless it's NyQuil. And I'll just confess, when I take NyQuil, you know how they have that little line? I'll take it to the rim. I feel better now that I've confessed that. But anyhow, but we love to eat. We love banquets. And so they're going to have a banquet. And so they're going to get ready for the banquet. Well, they were mad at each other over something. And they hadn't really talked in a day. This happens. This happens normal. I mean, there's some couples here tonight. You're faking it for Jesus. You know, you're thinking, well, when I get home, and we have tickets, so we're here. When we get home, I'll kill you. That's normal. That's normal. So y'all are happy right now, but you may be thinking it. I don't know. At least you got a split key. So anyhow, she's trying to get ready. Well, about every 7 years, I've done a little study on church people. They want to have a nice banquet. We're going to wear our formals. You can wear a cut and tie. We're going to be seated. We're going to let the youth service. It's going to be a real night, and we'll tip them for their mission trip. Well, you know, and the man's going, God, I don't want to put on a coat. You're putting on a coat and tie. So anyhow, she's putting on this formal. Well, she's gotten it for being in a wedding. Well, it had been a while, and you know, when you're early in marriage, you know, you just eat, you know, macaroni and cheese, weenies and cheese, fish sticks. Am I touching your heart, honey? You know, people have asked me, what kind of fish are fish sticks? Every fish known to God is a fish stick. And they're compressed into just a stick and fried. But when you put ketchup on them, oh, they are so good. And we would eat chicken pot pies, and ranch style beans and weenies. I mean, you think about it, and those carbs. And so she put, and she was trying to get into that formal, and she's trying to get into it, and that zipper goes from here to here. And she's trying to get it, but she can't get it. Finally, she broke silence, and she goes, Benji, can you fix my zipper? Can you do that much? He said, I'll fix your zipper. So he got back here and grabbed that zipper, but he's a music guy, and so he's going, he's playing a tune on the zipper. And she's going, stop it. We just want you happy. We want you happy. And then also, he broke the zipper. She said, did you break my zipper? He said, I'm sorry, Tommy, I'm sorry. She was hot. And you can't fix that. I mean, because you'd go here, then skip a big section, and then zip up again. That's, now, Reba McIntyre can wear that, but not a Baptist church. Probably not a Pentecostal church. That's a little too much flesh. So he had to pin it here, and pin it up here, and then she wore a shawl to cover it. And they're driving, they had to hurry up and get to the banquet because he's in charge of the sound system. So they're getting up there, and she's going, I'll be the only woman there with a shawl on. And she was, it was in June. But when they go in there, the little church ladies go, Connie, your shawl is so cute, it's so nice. When my grandmother made it, it's always so cold in the fellowship hall. Liar, maybe we can lie at church. And so they said, well, you look so good. Well, when the banquet was over, she got in the car with Benji. If you've been married any length of time, you know what's next. They're driving off. She goes, I have never been so embarrassed. I was the only woman there with a shawl on. And Benji said, well, they said you look good. They're being Christian! So when they get home, they go to bed. She goes to bed on her side. He goes to bed on his side. Next morning, she gets up. She gets dressed. She puts on her clothes, she wakes him up and says, I'm going to Baton Rouge, and I'm going to buy formal, maybe 2 of them, and I'm going to charge them on the charge card. I don't care what Dave Ramsey says, I'm charging them for Jesus. He said, go ahead, woman, put us in debt. That didn't even. Didn't do nothing. She took off. That afternoon, she finally pulled back in, came in their driveway. She was parked right behind Benji's 1966 Mustang convertible. His daddy had bought it. White, black interior, black soft top. Benji was in the car working on it. She gets out, she's got these bags. I mean, they can carry some bags. And she's coming in there, she's bought a little something for everybody. And she looks down at Benji underneath the car, and when she looked down, and she was still mad at him about the zipper, she looked down and saw the zipper, and she looked around to see if any church people were in their front yards, and she didn't see them. And she squatted down and grabbed that zipper, and she started playing the tune on his zipper. And then she finished, put her bags, walked into the house, set everything on the kitchen table, walks into the den, and there's Benji sitting there watching. He said, I'm sorry about the dress, Connie. I don't care about the dress. It was under your car. He said, Bubba, next door. She said, I thought that was you. Oh, that's Bubba. Oh, I thought it was you. Well, what happened? I zipped on his zipper. You zipped on his zipper? Our ministry could be over, woman. Good. She said, I didn't know. I thought it was you. I said, did you? He said, did you zip a bun? She said, I zipped a bun. And then in feminine fashion, she said, you go out there and you fix it. And don't you dare tell him it was me. If you do, there will not be any sweet music for you. But anyhow, so Benji, he felt later, he went out there. And gets out the Bubba stood on the car. He said, Bubba doesn't know. Bubba does not know. Benji squatted down and looked under the car. Bubba is out cold. He's out. Benji grabs his foot and pulls him out. Slaps him. Bubba. Bubba comes through. He said, Benji, I was putting the last twist on your oil filter. Some woman grabbed my zipper, started zipping on my zipper. I looked up, hit my head on the oil tank. Benji said, she's a Lutheran. She lives way down the street. She's a Lutheran. Well, I forgot to tell you this part. But you know, people have binoculars, and they didn't know that then. You know, Connie didn't know that. But church people had binoculars. And so when they went to church the next morning, you know, the choir room was packed. It was full, perfect attendance. Benji couldn't believe it. He thought, man, I'm on a roll. These people were responding to him. They worked on the anthem. They did an anthem. And when they finished the anthem, they went into the auditorium and they got in their chairs. And when it was time for the anthem, instead of the anthem on the downbeat or upbeat, they sang, zip-a-dee-doo, zip-a-dee-doo, my, and all the women went, and the church was over there